What's going on, guys? It's your boy ATX Jordo here, bringing you a brand new commentary on the All Tactics Gaming YouTube channel. Today's gameplay is going to be another weapon review on MWR. The gameplay is gotten by ATX Meerkat, where he dropped 63 kills, 14 deaths on the map Backlot. The weapon we're going to be reviewing today is the PSD9 DLC submachine gun. It's a new 3-round burst weapon, pretty similar to the M16. It absolutely melts at close range. Even if the Dyer's rocking jug, you're still going to wipe that straight off. It's about as useful as a 2D sock though when it comes to medium range and long range, so definitely wouldn't recommend wasting your salvage on this, as you're already given the base weapons such as the MP5 and the 74U, which in terms can actually turn into a sniper if you just one tap. So as far as the submachine gun category goes, I would not waste your salvage on this. I mean, there's a lot more better weapons that you can be buying with the salvage, such as the XM Lar or the new Lynx, which is absolutely incredible. So if you guys are looking for a weapon to buy with salvage, it'd be definitely one of them. But in my opinion, and also Meerkat's opinion, I would really avoid the PK PSD9, as it is just not worth the salvage, because it takes what, like 3.5, 4k to get it. But that's on that weapon. Do not buy it. I mean, if you want to give it a try, or if you have actually already got it in supply drops, leave a comment down below, let us know what you think about it, because we would really like to hear about it. Since this is a relatively long gameplay, there is actually a couple of topics that I'd like to talk about briefly. The first one being MWR as a game. In my opinion, I find this game a lot more fun to play as IW. I mean, if you play Search and Destroy, for instance, even on pubs, there's a whole lot of strategic plans that actually go into it. It's not just kind of how fast you can run to this place, how high you can jump. It actually involves a lot more skill than that. Another thing that I really enjoy about it is the time to kill. It's a very consistent time to kill on MWR, as you're pretty much only on base level, you're on the ground or you're up in a building, so there's not actually any jumping out of the way. There's no fucking high wall runs to avoid bullets. I mean, like, if you get shot at, you're ducking behind cover, which on MWR you can get shot through everything. It's quite ridiculous, but I mean, it's realistic, so you can't really complain about that. Overall, I find that the maps are better. I mean, you have fan favourites such as Bog. Yeah, actually I like Bog. Bog is an absolute sniper's paradise. It's a really fun map in my opinion. All you have to do really is arch up in mid, sit up on the little dirt hill with an M16 or a sniper, and you're good to go. You have maps like Crash as well, which is an absolute amazing map. You have Backlot, which is an incredible map for respawn. It's also a really good map for S&D. Like, I mean, Crossfire as well is an incredible S&D map. So overall, in my opinion, I find the maps in general just be so much better. Also the guns as well. I mean, you have fan favorites like the M16, which is an absolute god of a gun. You have the 74U, MP5. You have the old the P90 with jug and the suppressor, extreme conditioner. I mean, the game is just amazing in my opinion. The only AIDS thing about it is all the flashbangs, grenades, and of course noob tubes. I mean, if you play hardcore, you're bound to come up against someone rocking with an M16, noob tubes, overkill, AK-47, and noob tubes. I mean, that's just cancer in my opinion. That's the only way to look at it. With all that being said on MWR, I'd like to move on to IW. In my opinion, this is why IW is dead. From the get-go, it was at a major disadvantage with the releasing of two CODs, one especially being MWR, which is probably one of the most anticipated games of the year, as it is arguably one of the most popular Call of Duty games. If not, it's definitely up there with the rest of them. The sales dropped a reported 50% from Black Ops 3, which when you combine the 50% off the people who didn't actually buy the game and also the people who are split between the MWR and the IW, I mean, that's a massive hit to the multiplayer population of IW. Overall, I found IW got very boring and very tedious very quickly. I mean, there's not really much of a selection on the game. You're going to be just rocking the same kill streaks. I know MWR is very similar, as you're set with your basic UAV, airstrike and chopper. But I mean, the only ones you really use are either a Warden, Vulture, UAV and advanced UAV. The guns then are pretty basic as well. You have the MV4, the K-Bar, the maps are pretty basic as well. You just want to be playing Genesis, Throwback maybe, because it's pretty much the only good maps in the game. The rest of them are all AIDS. Overall, in general, I found the matchmaking is absolutely terrible. I mean, you're constantly playing 6v2, 6v1, people leaving, games forfeiting. The general lag in the game I found wasn't actually too great in comparison to older CODs. Overall, it just felt like a beta game. It felt like the game was still in testing and it should not have been released until the whole game was perfect. I myself personally have got the season pass, but the maps are absolutely terrible yet again. So I just refused to play them. I mean, I downloaded them, uninstalled them, then downloaded the first ones, played maybe one on it, just kept on backing out until I found a way to uninstall the season pass. and quite honestly that was the best thing that I've done. Overall the game, it's done. I mean, I'm on 27th prestige now. I've been on 27 prestige level like 6 or 7 for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I don't plan on touching the game again. The game is completely done for me. It's not challenging whatsoever. Half the community's on there. It's not fun. You're constantly running into the same players, getting killed by the same things. May it be fucking, I don't know, jammer grenades hitting you in the head, black hole grenades sucking you in, synaptic 15 feet in the air peeking over skyscrapers because it just makes sense. With all that being said, I'd like to briefly move on to the last topic, which is going to be World War II. I've currently spoke about the 2 present CODs, but I think now it's time that we forget about them games and look forward to the 4th of November, which in my opinion is going to be the make or break of the Call of Duty franchise. For the simple reason it's the return of boots on the ground. A lot of players seen the IW trailer, including myself, and decided, fuck this, I'm not buying that game. And quite honestly, I don't blame them. I mean, I decided to give the game a shot myself. It's the only Call of Duty that came out this year. It's been basically a tradition for the past, 10 years since COD 4. I buy the game, I play for the year, see how it goes. But this has been the toughest one to see out. I mean, the only reason I'm still playing it is just in hope and prayer that World War II can actually bring something that can bring this community back to life. Because in comparison to what it was on Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, the game is absolutely dead. It's ridiculous. I mean, we've lost half of the community. So provided that they don't remaster another Call of Duty upon release of this game, we should have the full community and more. It's so highly anticipated by everyone. I mean, everyone's just waiting for boots on the ground. It's been 3 years of this cycle of jetpack bullshit, and everyone, including myself, just wants it to go back to boots on the ground. In my opinion, that's how Call of Duty should be played. I mean, if I wanted to play some jetpack and stuff, you'd jump onto Halo. I mean, Halo's been around for years, but they didn't want that. I mean, the community wanted boots on the ground. They want the raw, gritty feeling of war, of like getting a headshot, seeing the blood splatter. I mean, if you wanted to be wearing superhero suits, you'd be going on to Halo, for example. They've had their thrusters for years, so I don't see why they tried to go from such a big, well-known franchise to implementing something so stupid like that. I mean, it worked out well on Black Ops 3. I felt that game ran really, really smoothly. But then in terms of AW and IW, I mean, in my opinion, they've been terrible games in general. And especially with the supply drops. I mean, it's basically paid to win now in this day and age. So I'm really, really hoping that with the return of boots on the ground and World War II, maybe they might have a few skins for your weapons. You know, you might get like a couple of customization packs or whatever. But in my opinion, I find that DLC weapons absolutely ruin the game, as it's clear to see that they can't weapon balance whatsoever. I mean, if you look at any DLC weapon that's came out in recent years, it's always been absolutely stupid. It's been fucking ridiculous. You look at AW even, for example, going back that far. I think that was the first year they implemented them. You have weapons like the ARX Steel Bite, which is just completely, it's just a different level. You have the Obsidian Steed and the Bal. You have the Bal Inferno. You have the Speakeasy. I mean, them guns are all absolutely ridiculous. You have to basically pay hundreds of euros or pounds, whatever you're using, to get them weapons. You go on to MWR. You have the XM Lara, the Lynx. You have the RPK, I think it's called, the LMG. Like, all them guns are just a different class to the rest of the weapons that they're set with. I mean, you look at them, and if you come up against an XM Lara or a Lynx, you've lost the gunfight. I mean, it's outrageous, to be honest, on how they can implement such a pay-to-win scheme. But then again, it's all about money. But you think a multi-billion-dollar organization would be happy with it, but I guess not. So overall, World War II, I'm excited for it. Let's do this. MWR, it's what I'm going to be playing for the rest of the year, so definitely be expecting some more gameplays on the All Tactics Gaming channel from either myself or the rest of the boys, because I know a lot of our other boots on the ground players have actually moved over to MWR with me, and we're going to be currently recruiting on MWR as well, and we're going to see how it goes towards the end of the year. That's going to be all for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the commentary, and also please leave your comments down below on what you think maybe of MWR, IW, and also, are you excited for World War II and how do you think it's going to play out? So over on the channel, so definitely expect some gameplays on older Call of Duty such as Black Ops 2, World War II. We might even throw in a couple of Black Ops 1 gameplays. We'll see how it goes. That's going to be all for me today, guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. In a bit, chicken shit.